After getting wrecked in a battle royale game, you ask yourself what you did wrong. It's okay, shit happens. That's why in this video, I'm going to discuss 5 major mistakes that new players make when starting out in H1Z1. Mistake number 1, passing up backup helmets. Some new players may pass up extra helmets, thinking it would be better to save their inventory space for more ammunition. Helmets will break after getting shot once or twice, so if you're Captain Big Head like me, you'll get hit in the head a whole lot. With that in consideration, it's a good idea to carry at least 2 backup helmets in your inventory. With a military backpack and a waist pack, players should have plenty of inventory space to carry spare helmets and enough ammunition to wreck incoming enemies. Mistake number 2, forgetting to grab the biofuel and spark plugs out of a vehicle. New players may forget to grab biofuel and the spark plugs out of the cars they loot. This can be important for 2 reasons. The extra biofuel will come in handy later on in the game, and grabbing the spark plugs may prevent another player from utilizing that vehicle. Always try to have at least 1 set of spark plugs in your inventory. Also, when bailing out of that upside down Jeep, don't forget to grab the plugs out if you don't have any backups. Mistake number 3, leaves boots on in a high traffic area. When going through a high traffic area, it is a good idea to be as silent as possible. When going through places where enemies may be lurking, remove your boots and put them in your backpack. Later on, if you are on foot and running through a field, or you are just driving around, put them back on to give you that extra run speed. I would never suggest just throwing them down unless you have conveys or the situation calls for it. If you do, make a mental note of where you dropped them so you can go back for them later possibly. Mistake number 4, plays in first person and doesn't use third person to their advantage. One of the biggest mistakes new players can make is not utilizing third person to peek around corners, over fences or hills, or through windows. When looking at the same spot and switching from third person to first person, you can see the difference in player vision. Not only does peeking in third person give you extra vision, you can do it safely behind cover. If you are a newer player, learn how to utilize and use third person in all possible situations. Mistake number 5, uses first aids before bandages when healing. When healing under pressure, newer players will opt to heal with the first aid to stop the bleeding right away. Since a first aid takes 5 seconds to use, it may be a better idea to use a bandage first since they only take 3. It may slow or completely stop the bleeding, on top of giving a little bit of health and neutralizing the bleeding while you can apply a first aid or another bandage. Once you get a bandage rolling and apply a first aid, you should be out of the woods and back into the fight. It's good to learn from your mistakes, or from others, or from mistakes somebody tells you in a YouTube video, but whatever the case may be, these are just 5 mistakes I thought would be good to mention to help brand new players get a jump start on their learning process and be able to enjoy this game a little bit more. H1Z1 being an alpha may change later on, so some of these things could possibly change. If they do, I will update the guide with annotations. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything new, subscribe to my channel. My name is SluggyBug, and this is the part where I say thank you for watching and have a great night.